Hello everyone, myself Juri Borua, and today I'm going to teach you Cell the Unit of Life, Chapter 8 of NCERT book of H.S. Foster. So, what is a cell? So, cell is the basic unit of life. All organisms are composed of cells. There are two types of organisms. So, those which are composed of a single cell, they are known as unicellular organisms. For example, amoeba, while others like us, which are composed of many cells, and they are called as multicellular organisms. So, what is a cell? So, it is the functional and structural, basic structural and functional unit of all cellular organisms. So, it is an aqueous compartment that is bounded by a cell membrane, and that is why they are capable of independent existence and performing the essential functions of life. But how they differ from viruses? They differ from viruses because viruses are non-cellular organisms, as they lack cell or cell-like structures. They do not obey the cell theory. So, its historical account is that in the year 1665, Robert Hooke, his name is Robert Hooke, who discovered cell in a piece of cork and also coined the term cell. So then next, Anton von Leeuwenhoek, who first saw and described a living cell, and he saw it under a microscope. Then came later Robert Brown, who discovered the nucleus. So there is always a confusion between Robert Hooke and Robert Brown. So please try to know that Robert Hooke was the one who first discovered cells in a piece of cork, and Robert Brown was the one who discovered the nucleus. So there was a cell theory in 1839. Two scientists, I will say, one was botanist, one was zoologist, Sladian and Skivan, who developed the cell theory. So, according to this theory, according to them, all living things are made up of cells. So, as we know that cells combine to form tissues, tissues combines to form uh, organs, and organs combine to form organ systems. So, this everything are made up of cells. So, in the year 1855, it was Rudolf Virchow who modified the cell theory, and he explained that cells divide and they are formed from pre-existing cells. So, according to this cell theory, as we understood today, is that all living organisms are composed of cells and products of cells, and all cells arise from pre-existing cells. So, what is the cell theory? It is, the first thing is that it is made up of cells. It is arise from pre-existing cells, and all cells have a basic chemical composition, and they are the one who pass the hereditary information, and even the energy flow is within the cells. So this is very interesting. We will come to know about this structure and about the structure of the cells and what are the cell organelles present inside the cells. So there are a few drawbacks also of the cell theory. One such was that viruses do not obey the cell theory, and there are others also like the bacteria and uh, green algae, I think green algae. So they do not have organized nucleus, and due to which there is a drawback of the cell theory. There are many drawbacks, so these are two. So, on the basis of internal architecture, on the basis of internal structure, So cells can be divided into two parts. One is prokaryotic cells and another is eukaryotic cells. So basically prokaryotic cells, they lack membrane bound nuclei, and eukaryotic cells are those cells which consist of membrane bound nuclei. And these eukaryotic cells used to have more complex internal organizations, and also they have internal membranes which are much more complex than the prokaryotic cells. We will come to know about this uh, prokaryotic cells and difference between the prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells in the next class. So with this I like to conclude it, and please, if you like it, share it and subscribe to my channel BioLife. Thank you very much.